Welcome back. They're the seniors choosing to downsize their empty nests to put a roof over young families. Could this be the answer to Australia's housing crisis?
I don't regret it at all, no. It's quite good here.
Housing it's a bedrock of so many people's lives.
Some of the areas I've been told they're sort of 10 to 12 years on a waiting list.
It's the new solution to our public housing crisis.
We're absolute fanatics about this. We think it's the best thing ever.
Seniors freeing up their homes.
Yeah, we sort of thought, well, you know, it's their life starting in that house. Yeah, we've had our time.
For the families desperate to get in.
Both my sons could be in high school before I do get the opportunity to be in public housing.
So we thought, hey, we owe this to ourselves to go and have a look, so that's what we did.
Pam and Laurie Gunnis lived in their 3-bedroom public housing house for 45 years. They raised their 3 kids there, who eventually moved out. And as they got older, the housework piled up.
But the roofing and the gutters, it was just getting too much. I couldn't handle it anymore.
They received a letter from the Department of Housing suggesting they downsize. That's when they came across community housing, a similar cost to public housing, but purpose-built for all their needs.
So guys, this is the 1-bedroom apartment that you've moved into?
Yeah, so we did find it hard after 3-bedroom home.
But now it's quite happy to be in here as the 1-bedroom. It's good, really good.
Kagara House is private housing subsidised by the government, and it accommodates over 55s at an affordable price. Residents are referred by government public housing departments.
It's a win-win because they release a house that's too big for them, so a family can move into it, and then they get to live in a place that's more suited to their stage of life.
David Kant is the CEO of Brisbane Housing Company, a not-for-profit which builds community housing. You'll find similar companies around the country like Mission Australia Housing and Evolve Housing. David says it's the answer to our long waiting lists.
That we're sleepwalking to disaster in our housing policy because we're encouraging greater inequality. We have more people that own a lot of homes that they rent out and fewer people that own their own home at a price they can afford.
In each state, the waiting lists are huge. In Queensland, there's more than 15,000 people on the list, with nearly 70% of those considered high or very high priority. In New South Wales, there's a whopping 59,000 people waiting for a home, while in Victoria, there's 35,000 people on the list, with similar numbers in South Australia and Perth.
They keep urging me to go for private housing because they could be 10 years on some of the waiting lists.
Harmony Murrell is one of the thousands waiting for a home. The single mum is about to welcome her second son. She's currently living with family in a crowded home.
I currently live with my grandmother, my mother and my little brother, and my 1-year-old and my soon-to-be second.
She's listed as a high priority, but knows the chances are slim.
Still realistically, after the cost of kids and car payments and even my rent now, it's still not doable to go to a private rental, unfortunately. Some weeks you're only left with $60 or $70.
Housing Commission had organised all the gear to come over, like they organised the remove lists and everything. We didn't have to pay anything.
Pam and Laurie's old home has already had a family move in as they settle in to apartment life. Seniors moving into units like these usually pay around 25% of their pension, along with their Commonwealth rental assistance payment.
Huge step in the right direction because it liberates those assets that are being vacated.
Yes, it's great to sort of know that people have actually gone into the house that can sort of make their own life after we had that time.
And you'll find more on those housing initiatives on our website. After the break, on a current affair.